You have to feel good in yourself. You have to feel healthy. You have to feel happy. Because if you don't feel happy, what are you doing it for anyway? So the other day, we chatted about what you do when you cheat on your diet, and we literally meant the idea of cheating on your diet. So maybe you had a bad day, you get to night time when we all eat bad food, and you eat 7,000 pizzas. You're like, oh no, what I'm gonna do? Even though for around about, I'd say 2,500 of those pizzas, you're actually enjoying it because we're human beings and we're weird. Anyway, what it did do is it sparked somewhat of reaction in the comments, and a lot of people tweeting me at SimonMiller316, cheap plug, and they were like, well, Simon, what are your opinions on cheat meals? And specifically, do you think a cheat meal is ruining my gains? Do you think it's ruining my progress? Should I just stay away from cheat meals because everyone's got a different opinion? And really, I don't see many fitness people talking about it like this. So I thought I would do it. And I'm sure it does exist. I just haven't seen it in my tiny little bubble world. I get that. But, I can only see what I see. Anyway, the question of, is a cheat meal ruining my gains, my progress? Yes. The answer is yes. Of course it is. Because if you have the willpower of, a fish that stays in the, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, if you have the willpower of the strongest person ever, and you never feel the need to have a cheat meal, or you're so wired into this idea that food is nutrition and food is there for energy, then of course you are going to be ahead of the pack. You just are. That's why 6.5 days of the week, even if you are someone that partakes in cheat meals, you're eating a specific diet because you're basically not doing what a lot of other people do, and that's fine as well, which is snacking and eating whatever they want. You are dedicating your food and you're dedicating your diet and you're dedicating your nutrition to your health because you want to get lean, because you want to get jacked, because you want to get big, because you've got a bodybuilding competition, powerlifting, MMA, wrestling, whatever. That is the decision you've decided to enter into, and in your head that is deemed more important than your taste buds, basically, right? And there is no wrong or right here, but of course if you do that 100% of the time, that is far better than doing it 76% of the time, because as we talked about in the last video, there are some pluses from having a cheat meal to do with leptin levels and how your metabolism reacts. And I don't want to bore you. You can literally go read a paragraph on the internet and get a basic idea of what I'm talking about. But these are things that may actually help you when, say, you have a cheat meal on a Saturday. By Monday, maybe things are going to be ticking over a little bit better. But if you just, you don't need those things is what I'm saying. Let's say your goal is to get 6% body fat, which is a crazy low body fat as we know. But if your goal is to get to 6% body fat and you don't need to eat, like I say, the pizzas, the nachos, the ice creams, fantastic, man. You are going to get to where you want to go 1,000 times quicker. And yes, partaking in that stuff will absolutely hinder or slow you down from getting to your target. That is true. That is the truth. But there's a flip side to this. And it's this flip side I'm sure some people do talk about, but I'm going to double down on it here too. And this ties into my hate of the Instagram post, as I call it as well, where you'll be scrolling through Instagram and somebody will have a big post in big letters saying, what's your excuse? And the point is you're allowed an excuse. There's nothing wrong with not having an excuse. And it's the mental side of lifting weights or, whatever your intended target is. One of the best reasons to have a cheat meal or to plan a cheat meal in is that, again, if you do have a bad day on a Thursday and you think, to hell with this diet, I'm going to cheat on it, knowing that in a couple of days' time, you don't have to do this diet anymore is a great way on the Thursday to go, actually, you know what? I'll wait 48 hours and I'll binge then, and maybe I'll feel a little bit guilty afterwards, but it will stop me binging now. And that's probably more important than how you look, really. Let's say you look better than anybody else ever. You look better than Arnold Schwarzenegger, you look better than The Rock, you look better than Phil Heath. You have the best physique ever. And when you walk down the road, people look at you like, that guy is amazing. If you don't feel good inside and you don't feel good in your head and you're struggling mentally, what's the point? It's like these people that say, do you want to be dead in a box? Which is referencing guys and girls that take so many drugs, they die, have heart attacks and stuff before their time. And even though they look great, physique-wise, they didn't necessarily live the life that they would have done otherwise. And again, it's down to you. I think whatever decision you choose to make, it's your life, and who the hell am I here to dictate what I'm saying? All I'm saying that in a conversation like this, as people have asked me, you have to feel good in yourself. You have to feel healthy. You have to feel happy. Because if you don't feel happy, what are you doing it for anyway? I say this to people all the time, and I'm sure I've said it in other videos. I was born lucky when it came to the gym because, again, the number one question I always used to get is, Miller, how do you motivate yourself to go to the gym? And why do you want to go to the gym? It's because I enjoyed it. Like, if you love roller coasters and I say we're going to Alton Towers, you don't go, oh, you go, oh, brilliant, Alton Towers. I get that every day when I go to the gym. Not leg day. Leg day is a pile of trash, but I do it anyway. I push myself through it. But chest, arms, back, whatever. It's something that I look forward to. So when it is time to go to the gym, I'm all rocked and ready, and I take my caffeine pre-workout and lifting weights. I'm having the time of my life. I'm having a ball. It makes me feel good. That's not a hard thing to do, right? So I'm an asshole in many ways. So, but let's say that you do struggle a bit more with the gym, but you know that you want to go there. The last thing you want to do is take things away that actually make you feel good about what you're doing. And that's why moderation and balance is key. If you're going crazy on your diet all the time, you can't outwork a bad diet. There's a reason that's become a stereotypical and a cliched saying, and that's because it's true. Even if you do all the cardio, I know it's calories in versus calories out, but if you're eating a bunch of processed food and you're weighing yourself down, it's just going to be so hard. I mean, you probably could do it, but it's far more effort and far more work than you need to give it. But building these almost fail-safes and these comfort blankets into your diet is massively important because you're probably nuts anyway. Talking from my own point of view, I'm nuts. What am I doing? What am I doing, like, in this quest to have a bigger bicep or a bigger deltoid? You're eating the same thing every day and doing this and doing that, and it's dead fast. You know, we all go a little bit, especially when you put all this work in, and then you look at yourself in the mirror and go, it's terrible. I look like a piece of trash. And someone goes, oh, you look good today. Yeah, shut up. What do you know? You know, there is no good end to any of this. So that's my philosophy on it. That's my take. Again, if you're 2 weeks out from a competition, should you be having a cheat meal? No, probably not, unless you have great genetics, which you may do. But put yourself first. Put your mental health first. Put your overall well-being first. Even if it does mean on a Saturday you're going to sit down and have some nachos, whatever. It doesn't make you a bad person. And I do get that because I kind of built it up into my head too. Sometimes I just decide, very rarely to be honest, but if I ever decided to have a random cheat day in the middle of the week in an office or somewhere where there are other people, there'd be shock and awe. Oh my gosh, Simon's, and it's like, just don't do that. That makes it, so I do understand. And you start feeling guilty, like, oh, there's a certain perception of me out there and I shouldn't break it. Screw all of that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever you've got to do is what you should do, which is why I think cheat meals are so awesome. And, you know, the argument would be, well, your relationship with food is broken. Because if you're so desperate to have this cheat meal and you shouldn't be finding happiness in food, yeah, well, people find happiness in all kind of crazy places. That doesn't mean that you're not enjoying your healthy lifestyle. And it doesn't mean that you're not enjoying going to the gym. It just means if you are going to have a moment where you fall off the wagon, as they say, again, you've got a fail-safe built in. And your fail-safe is, well, on Saturday, I'm going to drown my sorrows in a pizza, which we all do, and that's fine. As long as you pick yourself back up again and don't wallow in the misery, there's nothing wrong with that. So that's the way you've got to look at it. Ultimately, yes, it is going to hinder your gains and stop you progressing to a certain degree. But if it's going to put a smile on your face and make you feel happy, it all depends on what your relationship with food is again. Yes, if you know that there's a negative relationship, then it's bad. But if you know that it's mostly positive and you use the cheat meal to keep that positive relationship going, then awesome. And I enjoy my diet. Say, I do have a cheat meal, so I enjoy my diet 6.5 days a week. I love it. I like oats, and I like, what else do I have that I really enjoy? I like chicken, I like eggs, I like protein wraps. So there's so many cool things I can have that taste really good. And because of obviously the development of fitness on the internet right now, which is what we're engaging in, you can find all these amazing recipes to make these really healthy desserts and meals and whatever. But it's still not the same as going out to a restaurant with your partner and just having whatever you want. It's a mental thing, if nothing else. You're just letting yourself off the leash. Because even if you are having your, 200-gram chicken protein wrap thing, which is good, and you've got calorie-free sauce in it, so it's got moisture to it too, still not as nice as going to whatever restaurant you want to choose and sitting down and just going, I have this. Oh, there's a milkshake. It's got 7,000 calories in it. So that's the way that I look at it. That's the way that I've always approached it. Again, it's just about making sure you don't go overkill with it. But also, even if you do go overkill with it, don't beat yourself up. We're doing this to be healthy. And healthy doesn't just mean a healthy heart. It doesn't mean a healthy liver and organs and whatever else we have. It means a healthy brain. And I still think in 2020, not enough people are talking about the healthy brain. And look, one of the reasons I'm missing the gym so much now, if you're watching this in the future, lockdown is because that was my safe place, right? That's where I de-stressed and that's where I just chilled out. So when I left, I felt like, oh, I'm all zen. I've all calmed down. I don't have that anymore. So, there's definitely pluses to be taken away. And that's the same. Look, when you eat well as well, it feels great. It does. Like if you have a few days off your diet over Christmas or you go on holiday, you soon realize why you like to eat healthy all the time because your body appreciates it. It's like, oh, keep doing that. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't allow yourself some time off. You take time off from work. You take time off from friends and family when you need some alone time. You can take time off from the gym, especially if it's just for an hour or so, 2 hours on a Saturday because you want to eat Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut is great. This has just been one big advert for pizza anyway. I wanted to talk about it again, especially given that, I won't name their name, but one specific comment who sounded like they were struggling with this idea a little bit. Do not make yourself feel guilty. Do not beat yourself up, and don't listen to anybody else that is going to make you feel that way, especially when it comes to fitness, which I'm going to guess is something that you enjoy and something that you find passion with. It's not worth it, and if nothing else, it's not fair. And that's it. It's one of those rant videos I never mean to do, but they just come out. I do appreciate you all. Smash that subscribe button. That's how YouTube grows. Hit the like button. That's also how YouTube grows. I do have a Patreon. All the information is in the bio below, so I won't talk about it, or the description below, I should say. And go watch more of my videos. I got a load of really weird videos, including these little skits I've started to do because I'm a very strange person. But hopefully we have a connection. Hopefully we have a relationship. I will see you soon.